What up, everybody? This is PT, the Sneaker Preacher, back once again with a word or two. A lot of times we run into issues with people who are close to us, right? And sometimes the people who can hurt you the most are those who are close to you. Those people you've given access, those people you've allowed to be a part of your life are the people who can hurt you most. And because they're your A1s from day one, a lot of times you think you got to keep them in your circle, or you'll seem like you're changing up on them, or you'll seem like you're switching up on them, or you seem like you're just not loyal. But in reality, sometimes you got to get away from people to get what God has for you. Sometimes you got to get away from people to get what God has for you. And what I want to share with you today is from a quote from our Desire of Ages. And it says, "So pain was Christ by the misapprehension in his own home, that it was a relief to him to go where it did not exist." Now, what is she talking about here? She's talking about Jesus and his relationship with his brothers, who somehow, some way did not believe that he was truly the Messiah, who did not believe that he was the Son of God. And so they gave him their disapproval, they gave him their disrespect, and in actuality, they gave him their disobedience. And so it was a relief for Jesus to go where they weren't, so that he could get what God had for him, so that he could do what God called him to do, so he could go where God wanted him to go. He had to leave behind his brother James, his brother Jude, and the rest of his kin, so that he could get what God has for him. And so if Jesus has to leave behind certain people so that he could get what God has for him, what can we expect from ourselves, but only to do what Jesus did? Sometimes you got to separate from your sister. Sometimes you got to leave behind your brother. Sometimes you got to walk away from your A1s so that you can get what God has for you, and you can go where he's calling you to go. Now, it's going to be painful. It's going to be difficult, because with that relationship comes a sense of care, comes a sense of commitment, comes a sense of connection. But sometimes you got to disconnect to be a good disciple. This is PT, the Sneaker Preacher, back once again with a word or two, telling you that you got to get away so that you can get what God has for you. We'll pick up right here again in James next time. See you.